Welcome back to a brand new episode of the Post Game. I'm your host Davion. Starting off with something new today, I want to talk about Charlotte FC. If y'all don't know this, but I live in the Carolinas, and I want to talk about Charlotte FC versus Philadelphia Union. So I was at that match on Saturday. It's a couple days delayed, but I was at the Charlotte FC versus Philadelphia Union, and for the most part, like Charlotte played okay, I would say. I would say there was a bunch of things that frustrated me about it. I mean, Charlotte had 14 shots, 10 on target. We had about 65% possession, and you saw that. You saw that. We just had the ball drastically a lot more of the time, and we had 11 corners. But something that I took away from this match, and something that really bothered me and frustrated me so much, was the level of urgency Charlotte played with. In my opinion, I think Philadelphia came in saying, "Hey, if we get a draw, it's all good. If we get a draw, that's a win in our books. Getting a point off Charlotte is a win." And I think like Charlotte played down to their level. There was so much that just frustrated me and went wrong, from Westwood, our captain, walking to like every single corner he took. And they weren't even good corners. I think our set pieces have been atrocious recently, especially this game against Philadelphia Union. It just wasn't good enough at all. When I think back at it, I think like the urgency wasn't good. Our final third was atrocious. Like we just couldn't get it done in our own final third, which frustrated me a lot as well, because it's like when I look at the team, it's like the back line outstanding, two center backs and our keeper outstanding. They should deserve to stay in the team for a while. Our left back in the first half, he played well as well. I'm not gonna try to pronounce his name. Number 20, he played well in my opinion as well. Those four guys back there so far were outstanding. When I look at Burns at the right back position, and I'm not gonna kill him. I'm not gonna say he's like awful and horrendous, but there's always so many mistakes from him, or there's a lack of decision making, or there's a lack of like just ability. I think like there will be a 1-2, and he'll just like wait on the 1-2, and it just isn't good enough in my opinion. And when I watch Burns, like I see him like apologizing after every single play. Like I get it, you're gonna apologize because you made a mistake or you didn't make the move fast enough, but just do it. Just do it. That's what I was watching that frustrated me. I'm just gonna pick apart this entire starting 11. When it comes to Vargas, I know we just signed him to a 2-year extension, but like it just doesn't make sense how there's an opportunity for a 1-2 as well in the transition or building forward, and he just stops doing, like he just doesn't make a run for the 1-2, or he just doesn't make a run. He'll stay home and wait, and it's like you are a like right winger in that position. You have to go and make those runs, and his decision making is atrocious as well. Like there was so much that went, I think, wrong during that game, that it just frustrated me to watch. And when I look at Tavares, he's not awful. Like I would say he played okay. There were the fouls. The refereeing was terrible. The refereeing was a joke there. But Tavares definitely could have been a little bit better. And back to the main point, the final third. When you look at him, like our team in the final third, like there's no creativity. There is no need to really fire, and I think it's because inside of Dean Smith's system, like that's what it is. He's very defensive oriented, possession based oriented, but we have to be better when it comes to like finishing in our final third. Some of the shots that we took, some of the shots were just not good enough, and just frustrating to watch. And our striker, 33, he was pretty much blocked off the entire time, like because they had two really big center backs, and they just held him up the entire time. And so in my opinion, like when I watch that, if he's not being able to get it done at that position as a true number 9, why does he not drop into the midfield and create space, for other players, for Vargas and Tavares? Like that's what needs to happen in my opinion. When I look at that, he just needs to be like, him just standing in between those two center backs just isn't good enough. Like it just won't work like that. And they tried to play a bunch of balls like over the top, but that wasn't gonna work. What they needed to do was allow him to use his space and maybe play balls in behind or play balls in behind out wide. And it just wasn't good. Like, and truthfully, like, Philadelphia was a joke to watch. Like, other than number 33 and number 31, like, their team walked the entire game. Like, I just didn't understand. Like, I've never seen a more lazy team. I haven't seen a more lazy game in my life. This whole game was filled with a lack of urgency, and it was just atrocious. So, and so Dean Smith after the game said, hold on, let me find the quote. He said that the players are disappointed tonight. They think this was the best game they've played this season. If they think that was the best game they've played this season, then they need a reality check because that's terrible. That game was a joke. So, and Charlotte can be better than that. Charlotte definitely can be better than that. Charlotte should be better than that. And the level of urgency all over the field should be better than that. Just didn't really do anything for me watching that game. Good to see Bender's back scoring in our second team. So hopefully he can get back into the first team here soon. Smalls came on, didn't do much for me. Number 11 did a little bit more for me. He played really well. And Scott Arfield, he played a little better as well. But for the most part, we need the summer windows to open so we can get to those DP players in and hopefully some attacking players because right now we just need some goals to be scored. But let me know what y'all think about that game. Let me know what y'all think about my feedback on the Charlotte FC game. But yeah, this has been the post game. Peace.